There's something about being pulled deep down into trance that is alluring, don't you think? Well, maybe you don't think. That's the goal, after all, right? To be taken so deep into trance that thoughts are no longer possible. To have so much trust and connection with your hypnotist that you can let go completely and lose yourself in those wonderful trancey feelings that we all love so much. Everyone has a fantasy, something that you think about over and over again, something that you long for, maybe something that you don't actually think is possible, maybe something that scares you just a little bit. You might have talked about it, confided in someone you trust, or maybe, just maybe, it's still a private little thought that you have from time to time. I have had a little taste of my fantasy. I hope one day that you all get a taste of yours. I don't know your fantasy, but you can come along on mine. Everyone has that story about how they got into hypnosis, how they found it, what pulled them deeper into discovering hypnosis, what fascinated them. I find that a lot of people have had an interest since childhood, but something sparked the interest long, long ago. And even before they decided to delve into learning about hypnosis, they'd already fallen deep into fascination of it. That wasn't the case for me. I found out about hypnosis one night a couple of years ago when I couldn't sleep. I was on the point of giving up on finding any way to get a good night's sleep when I came across a hypnosis video online. It was by one of those well-known hypno creators. Lots of good reviews. I was skeptical, but I was at my wit's end and decided that I had nothing to lose. Little did I know that this simple file designed to help people drift off into a restful sleep would spark an interest that has brought me and you here today. Don't worry. Being able to sleep isn't the fantasy of mine that I speak of. No. That comes later in my exploration of hypnosis. I tried that sleep hypnosis file, and it relaxed me. My mind drifted away just a little bit. I got lost in the words, and for the duration of the file, drifted deeper into wonderful feelings of calm and safety. But when the file ended, I still couldn't sleep. It is something that I still struggle with today, trying to sleep, finding it near impossible to get my mind quiet, to let my thoughts drift away into dreams. Or sometimes my mind goes lovely and quiet, like it is full of clouds and all my thoughts are just drifting away on the wind. Sometimes it's relaxing my body that can be hard. Even now, when I have a shortcut to relaxation, sometimes I can't shake that restlessness. My shortcut, it works rather well for me. A deep breath in and out. That's all. Just breathing in relaxation and breathing out tension. A few deep breaths, and without fail, my body melts into my bed as all of the tension drains away. Being able to sleep deeply every night is a fantasy of mine, but not the one that I'm going to bring you along on. You see, even though that sleep hypnosis file didn't work on getting me to sleep, it sparked an interest that has grown over the years. An interest that has gone from simply being able to enter and enjoy trance, to experiencing different phenomena, to more intimate fantasies, most of which still remain private. But this fantasy that I'm going to share with you today, this fantasy is one that I shared. You see, hypnosis files never worked for me. Not until I had experienced hypnosis in a live session. Once I'd experienced trance and learned about it, I started being able to drop to files. I started exploring different ways to drop. Could I drop myself by counting myself down? 5, 4, breathing deeply. 3, 2, letting go. 1, dropping down deeper and deeper. To my surprise, it was that easy. I found that there were other ways as well. A favorite of mine is my 3-breath technique. Breathing in slowly and deeply, and breathing out, settling into that state of mind where falling into trance is second nature. Another deep breath in and out. As fuzziness starts to cloud your mind and you drift down into the beginnings of trance. Then finally, one last deep breath in and out, letting go to those trancey feelings as you let them pull you deep down into trance. It really is a lovely feeling, isn't it? To be able to relax your mind and body with just a few breaths. To be able to let go so completely just by listening to a few words. Letting go completely. What does that mean to you? It is central to my fantasy. Being able to let go completely. I find that with trance, there is always part of me on alert, keeping me safe from harm. It's good to have that. I would never want to get rid of it. But I would like to become less conscious of it, to be able to let go and trust my subconscious and my hypnotist so completely that things happen automatically, without thought, without care, without resistance. I am sure this means different things to different people, but for me, this complete loss of thought is linked to a complete loss of control. It fascinates me not having control, being so deep into trance and so full of trust for my hypnotist that I can let go and give up control completely. This manifests itself in my fantasies in a very particular way. It comes in the form of being a toy, a plaything, something to be looked after and cared for, but also to be used, to be controlled, to be useful, to only know oneself as a toy, to function automatically, without thought, without control, without awareness. That is my fantasy, and it goes like this. My hypnotist, my friend, my confidant, they know what I want. We've talked about it. We know what is allowed. We both know that we can trust each other implicitly. They come up to me and gently guide me down into trance. Words whispered in my ear. Relax. Sleep. Deeper. Little touches here and there. A finger gently running down my arm. A hand brushing through my hair. Gentle head pats. Being guided down into a comfortable position. Perhaps being swayed gently from side to side. Back and forth. Left to right, sinking down deeper with every movement, every touch, every word, knowing that it is a good time, the right time to let everything go and drop deeper than I ever have before. Safe in the arms of my hypnotist, getting lost in their words, floating on warm fuzzy clouds of emptiness as all of my thoughts drain away. They would bring me up, only to pull me down deeper than I was before. Up and down, up and down. Play with my mind, pull it apart piece by piece, until all that's left is a shell of what I was. A body without a mind. No longer aware, no longer listening, now drifting away in the heavenly feelings of trance. No conscious awareness of anything. Mindless, blank, empty. Then they would make me into their toy, give me a trigger to bring me back to this place. Maybe a touch, or a word, a movement, or a phrase, something that I wasn't aware of, something that I couldn't resist. Maybe just toy, accompanied by a snap. Toy. Then they'd bring me back out of trance. 1, 2, 3, wide awake. Ask how I'm doing. Start having a normal conversation with me until toy. Falling back down into that place of mindless emptiness where my consciousness is no longer paying any attention. Back to being a toy. Back to being their toy. Reinforcing the trigger, making sure I was unaware of it, that I was unaware of the trance. Then they'd bring me back up and drop me back down, toy, over and over again, ingraining that trigger in my subconscious, making it so that I could be their toy whenever they wanted, with just a toy. It would feel so good, being played with, being guided, being cared for, all while floating in pure euphoria, falling deeper into trance, deeper into being a toy, with every drop, every word, every moment. Then they'd bring me back, keeping all of those wonderful feelings of relaxation and comfort, and we'd go on with our day. I would remember. Do I remember? They dropped me. I think. Why else would I feel so good? But I don't remember what happened. Not that it matters. All that matters is the wonderful feeling that is rising up and feeling every part of me. Toy. I'm sat reading a book, and the next thing I know, we're in the car. Toy. We're talking about, well, anything. And all of a sudden, I'm in different clothes. In a different location. Toy. What was happening? Were we talking about something? I'm confused. What's going? Toy. Time has passed, but I'm not sure what happened. I know that I've been played with, because things have changed. But what happened? I don't know. Toy. I'm laid down on the sofa with a stuffy and a warm blanket. The smell of dinner fills the room as I slowly come back to awareness. How did I get here? I don't know. I don't care. I'm safe and warm, and smile at my hypnotist as they walk in the room. I say thank you. I'm not entirely sure what for. But I know that I feel amazing. We have dinner and curl up watching a movie, cuddles and head pats, reassuring words, everything I need to settle back into reality. The memories will come back if I want them to. I know that. But for now, it's nice to be unaware, to just slowly settle back in. Toy. It's funny how so much can come from a single word, don't you think? I love the feeling of being pulled deep down into trance, of being able to let go completely. Don't you? It's amazing to be pulled down into a fantasy. And that's all this was. A fantasy. You aren't a toy. You aren't my toy. Toy doesn't have any effect on you after you wake up from this trance. Any associations you have with the word toy from this file will fade as you wake up. You can remember this trance as much as you would like to. Toy, no longer doing anything. The fantasy is over. It's time to return to reality. 1. Bringing all of the good, positive feelings with you. 2. Leaving the fantasy behind completely. 3. Energy coming into your body, stretching and moving around. 4. Thoughts returning as you fully come back to yourself. 5. Wide awake. Welcome back. We all have our fantasies. That was one of mine. Did you enjoy it? Have a great day.